Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Oakland County going live today with a new COVID vaccine website.
An opportunity for the public to reach out, raise their hand and say, hey, I'm in line for the vaccine. I want you to know I'm here.
So you can save your spot in a long vaccine line.
The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
An historic day in our nation's capital. The House has voted to impeach President Trump, making him the first president to be impeached twice. Good evening, everybody. The impeachment comes 1 week to the day that rioters stormed the U.S. Capitol and 13 months after his first impeachment.
House voting by a margin of 232 to 197, charging the president with incitement of insurrection for his role in the deadly riots. 10 Republicans voted with the Democrats in favor of impeachment. It marks the most votes by a president's own party to agree to an impeachment ever. It'll now be taken up by the Senate, but Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he won't bring members back in early to speed up the process.
The president must be impeached, and I believe the president must be convicted by the Senate, a constitutional remedy that will ensure that the Republic will be safe from this man who was so resolutely determined to tear down the things that we hold dear and that hold us together.
It's always been about getting the president no matter what. It's an obsession that is now broadened. It's not just about impeachment anymore, it's about canceling, as I've said, canceling the president and anyone that disagrees with them.
President Trump was in the Oval Office as the House voted to impeach him. He is expected to respond in a taped video sometime tonight. Earlier today, he released a statement through Fox News that read, quote, "In light of reports of more demonstrations, I urge that there must be no violence, no law breaking, and no vandalism of any kind. That is not what I stand for, and it is not what America stands for. I call on all Americans to help ease tensions and calm tempers," end of quote. 2 Michigan Republicans were among those 10 who voted to impeach the president.
They include Representative Fred Upton and freshman Congressman Peter Meyer. Grant Herms spent the day talking to members of Michigan's congressional delegation about their vote and what it was like to be back at the Capitol again. Grant.
Well, good evening. For many members, it was an emotional day back, standing exactly where armed insurrectionists stood just a week ago on the House floor. And this afternoon, Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence telling me her feelings about being back inside the Capitol today.
Coming back here, I had so much anxiety. I didn't know how protected we would be.
Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence reflecting after a week of violent history made within the Capitol.
The Insurrection Act is now!
Lawrence also making note of new reports that 3 members of Congress helped would-be insurrectionists case the Capitol before the riot. Some of those members sitting just feet from Lawrence during today's proceedings.
It feels like you're working with the enemy, to tell you the truth.
In the end, she lays the blame at the feet of the president, saying she feels betrayed.
When you walk around the Capitol, you actually see the scars. There's still broken glass. There are doors in wood in the Capitol that shows people who have banged on it and tried to destroy it. So I'm walking through here, and you talk about my mental state. I'm looking at the wounds of a war that was directed by the President of the United States. I feel betrayed.
Now, beyond their physical safety and security, they also had COVID to worry about after 3 congressional members tested positive after being locked in that room together, hiding from those members of that siege last week. Representative Lawrence said that she tested negative earlier this week. We'll have a test later this week, and thankfully none of our members from Michigan have said they've tested positive yet either. Karen?
All right, thank you, Grant. And we'll have much more from today's events in Washington when you join Lester Holt and the nightly news team coming up at 6:30 here on Local 4.
Now to the coronavirus, the newest numbers in Michigan. Over the past 24 hours, the state is reporting nearly 2,700 new cases and 32 more deaths to the virus. Today, we got an update from the state about what can reopen and what is staying closed for a longer period of time in Michigan.
Starting on Friday and lasting until the end of the month, indoor fitness and exercise classes can start back up if people wear masks. So can indoor non-contact sports. Governor Whitmer says she hopes to have restaurants reopen by February 1st. There would still be capacity limits and a curfew. The governor says they will monitor case counts and hospitalizations before making that decision.
We know that places where people are mixing households, taking off their masks and dining inside, it's inherently where we see spread. Study after study after study has shown that. It's not their fault that the activity in which they engage is inherently more risky. It's the nature of this virus. And we are mindful of how hard it is, and that's why we've worked so hard to get assistance to ensure that they've got the ability to do takeout, that they have the ability to do outdoor dining. I know it's cold, but I have seen Michiganders in snowsuits outside at their favorite restaurant. We have done a number of things to help try to get them through this tough time.
The Senate Majority Leader Mike Shirkey said today he's dismayed by the governor's announcement on restaurants, calling it overreach and a tone-deaf response. As for vaccines, the governor says the Trump administration has agreed to release millions of doses of the vaccine that were being held back.
She says the state has chosen Meijer as an initial pharmacy partner to give out the shots. Michigan's chief operation officer addressed some complaints about the vaccination rollout.
But I want to speak to the one thing about, weren't we ready? Let's think back to December when we thought we were originally getting 300,000 vaccines and that number was curtailed significantly. Let's remember the population that we were supposed to vaccinate first, our healthcare workers who were treating patients during the biggest surge Michigan has ever seen. So I'm just going to request a little grace and a little humility as we got ramped up.
Oakland County's health department says the demand for the vaccine is far greater than that county's supply. They've scheduled 17,000 appointments so far, but can't continue for the rest of the hundreds of thousands of people who are eligible. As Sean Lay shows us, there is something you can do to get on the list.
When the governor moved the state into Phase 1B, it handed local health departments a massive job. For instance, here in Oakland County, it is getting 1,900 vaccines per week. The population 65 and older is 217,000.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Local 4 cameras are giving you a look at a drive-through COVID-19 vaccination clinic set up by the Oakland County Health Department. It's here today at Rochester Fire Station number 2. Close to 500 people will get their first dose and then park in the back for 15 minutes. A strike nurse on hand if anyone has a reaction. New today, Oakland County went live with a website called Save Your Spot. You will find it on oaklandcountyvaccine.com. The county is asking everyone who wants the vaccine to fill out a short form to get in line. And when their time comes, the county will contact you.
An opportunity for the public to reach out, raise their hand and say, hey, I'm in line for the vaccine. I want you to know I'm here.
Big picture, Phase 1B means those 65 and older can make appointments to get the vaccine along with essential workers. 40 phone lines are up for the county, and they are being swamped.
And it's unfortunate. I mean, it's frustrating for everybody. It's frustrating for us. We have the capacity to vaccinate somewhere around 20,000 people a week.
Oakland County Medical Director Dr. Russell Faust says as the county works to get more vaccine doses delivered, check with your personal health care system, which is receiving more doses right now.
I'm actually encouraged to hear that the Biden administration plans to just dump everything they have so that, we may or may not have vaccine for second doses down the road. But if they get it out there, we'll get it into more arms.
The bottom line, what we saw here today is that these vaccine lines move very quickly, and now you can go on that website and save your spot in the vaccine line. In Rochester, Sean Lay, Local 4.
Well, there are increased security measures in Lansing after the FBI's warning of possible armed protests at state capitals across the country. State Rep Dana Polhanke bought a helmet, pepper spray, and a gas mask to go with the bulletproof vest she bought after armed protesters entered the Capitol last year. There's increased police presence, and a 6-foot fence is going up around the Capitol on Friday. Earlier this week, the Capitol Commission banned open carry at the state's Capitol. Now, that concern over Capitol security comes as the 101st Michigan legislative session began today.
Representatives and senators have big agendas, and the last election, of course, was on the minds of some top Republicans. Rod Maloney was there as the Capitol opened business for the first time this year. He's live tonight in Lansing. Rod?
Yeah, good evening, Devin. You know, it's a situation where the Democrats today stood in line to decry the events of last week, November 6th, at the federal Capitol, and also the Republicans who backed Donald Trump. But the Republicans here have a vastly different agenda. Let's hear from them.
Do you solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States?
The House took the oath of office as a group today, and that was the most substantive business conducted, as first days usually are ceremonial around here anyway. But that doesn't mean the legislative leadership's hesitant to steer legislative direction. Newly ensconced House Speaker Jason Wentworth says working to restore trust in politicians starts with adjusting lame duck sessions.
So I'm proposing a House joint resolution that says any bill considered after the November election in an even-numbered year needs a 2/3 vote to pass. This would create more transparency and help us make sure that anything that passes in lame duck has strong bipartisan support.
In the Senate, where 4-year terms don't require a swearing in today, they gave a couple of dozen bills first readings. But when they start pulling levers for actual votes, the business will start with a deep dive into last November's election. Majority Leader Mike Shirkey asks,
what did we learn from this most recent election? The new reality of early and mail-in voting has caused us to have to review all of our laws related to election.
And he's not giving a timeline beyond saying it's going to take much of the year.
And our primary goal, not to change the outcome for heaven's sakes, but is to prove to people that they can trust elections going forward. And we're going to be very deliberate.
Now, there is another move afoot to get better ethics here in Lansing. One of the House representatives, actually the Speaker Pro Tem, is going to be putting legislation forward that would prevent any legislator from voting on anything that personally benefits them or their family. Going to prove to be an interesting session this year. Reporting live in Lansing, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
No doubt, yeah. All right, Rod.
Con artists are posing as utility workers targeting the elderly in Metro Detroit.
And you may notice something on their car that is a major red flag. We'll have that coming up. Before that, let's check in with Ben.
Probably shadows, Devin, because the sun was actually out today, but you can see that these temperatures cooling off quickly tonight. We've got drizzle around the corner and a lot of rain and snow to discuss for the weekend. That's next.
Charges coming from former Governor Rick Snyder, but what can we expect? We are talking with legal experts. I'm going to break it all down for you coming up in my Help Me Hank report.